Hi y'all, Muglax Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Oh man, I've got so much. Alright, so you get brass from 9mm, and you get lead from shotgun shells, and I don't really use either of those. Although I suppose eventually I might want to make traps. I like blade traps though. Are those still a thing? Blade trap. I can't make them because I don't have advanced engineering, which I'm working on to get steel. So, and then I probably need some kind of electric something or another unlocked. But I am still in the need of coal and nitrate. So I'm just gonna get some more coal. Did I not mark that last time? Yeah, I was gonna say it's just right over here. I need to get some more supplies. Yeah, it's almost the tail end of my workday here. I because of the amount of time that it takes for my 7 Days to Die videos to edit and render, I usually wind up doing those somewhere in the middle. And so that is, oh geez, you couldn't have been hungry while I was back at home. So I am still got another hour and a half-ish of work to do today. Once I get done with this and get this all set up and ready to go. 7 Days to Die. That's weird, right? I was getting coal hitting these rocks, and now there's no coal. Well, we'll just go down lower then. Unless the way this works has changed. I can't tell. All this looks different to me. Like, see that piece there? Stone. That piece there? Stone. 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 They all look different. I'm not seeing a lot in the way of coal. Okay, can we get this in here? Spent a good chunk of my weekend playing Cyberpunk. I think I must have started playing that on Thursday. So I'm not sure. I know, I don't remember what video it was in, but I talked about it and I said that it was similar to Being Human. I don't know why I said that. Deus Ex. It's like Deus Ex, not Being Human. It's like Deus Ex mixed with Watch Dogs. It's not bad so far. I enjoy it a little more now than I did at the beginning. I don't know if I was just feeling overwhelmed by how much is going on. We were discussing it in our gaming group because two of us are, well, Fret's streaming it and Fit's been watching him stream it, and then I've been playing it, and so we were discussing a bit what we liked about it and what we didn't so far. I like it. It's pretty. It's decent. I wouldn't say it's amazing. I was pretty surprised pretty surprised today to see that they were giving refunds on it. So it must really not work well on the older consoles. I haven't really had any major issues with it. Some glitches here and there, but what game doesn't have glitches here and there anymore? Um, we did talk about that a little bit. First game I ever played that had patches on day one was Half-Life 2, and uh, and I have ranted about Half-Life 2. It was almost the first, and I do not like the genre, walking simulator I ever played. And I know it's not even a thing anymore. Half-Life 2 is so old that it's probably not really even a thing at this point. But back in the day, everybody loved Half-Life 2. And I just still don't understand why. Like, Half-Life 1 was a great game, and everything that was coming out was attempting to be the Half-Life killer. And so then Half-Life 2 comes out, and it's a 6-hour game where you walk down or drive a dune buggy down some roads that crisscross over a river. And then when you get to the end, you get out of the dune buggy and you get in a boat, and then you drive the boat upriver because reasons, I guess. I don't know. And so that was the first game that had a day one patch that I remember. Not to say that games before that weren't glitchy. There's the Tales series is pretty popular still. Like Tales of I don't remember, Zoroastra? Is it Zoroastra? Tales of Syntheria? Something. Those games, Tales. And when it was on PlayStation 1, I think, they had a Tales game. I've never been a fan, but my sister was really into them, and so she's playing through the might have been the first Tales game, right? Now this is in the United States on the PlayStation, where we don't speak anything but English, and the game is pretty much in English. Cutscene, I don't remember what the cutscenes were, but the text dialogue was in English, and then you get all the way to the end of the game, and you have to find the code to open a door to get onto this ship. And at that point, there was no more English in the game. Like, who thought that would be okay? It was bizarre. All of the text was just no more English. It was all kanji. And we had to, luckily the internet had come into being by that point, and we had to look up we had to look it up to find out how to open the door. That's just crazy to me. Anyways, so I was really surprised today to see that they were offering blanket refunds, basically. Because for me, it hasn't been that bad. But I did see a funny video where streamer, she was talking about how after the patch she hadn't run into any glitches, and while she was talking, one of the characters walked through an elevator door. Which is great. Oh. I do wish the stealth was a little slicker. I am finding it difficult to stealth my way through things. Um, they don't really give you much of a chance to not get seen. It's not a great stealthy kind of game. Food. I need food. Uh, 5 food. 15 food. 10 food. So far, can of pasta is winning. 15, 10. Oh, you know what? I can just do this. Look for things that... Ooh, blueberry pie. Mmm. Let's eat that blueberry pie there. See if we can't find something better than a 15. I ate my large rations. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything better than a... Why is there coal in here? Why is there leather in here? Why is it... You're not supposed to be in here. You're not food. Alright. Gonna eat a couple of these cans of food here. Then we put these things that aren't supposed to be in here away. Alright, and then we're gonna head back over to the chemical station and go ahead and get some more gunpowder made. So I did a little bit of work over the weekend on my D&D game and getting it ready for this week, since this is my week. Kind of excited to play. I've really been wanting to play D&D ever since I started prepping for this thing. I mean, I always want to play D&D, but you know, I haven't felt the desire to play as much as I'm feeling since we started the new campaign that I'm running. I find the game I'm playing in to be a little on the boring side, and there's just... You'd think that would be my kind of game too, and it's just apparently not. Apparently, dungeon crawl where all we do is kill things and get experience and level up is not my kind of game. You know what it is, though, is that there's not a lot of loot for your characters in these games, and it's disappointing to me. It's one of my favorite aspects of regular RPGs. Like, okay, I say regular. Obviously, the tabletop ones came first. The video game RPGs, one of the things that happens in those is the looting, where you get stuff and maybe upgrade your character. And that doesn't happen in D&D for the characters I've played. Like, there's really only one character class that super benefits from the gear that drops in these campaigns, and that's wizards. I don't understand the infatuation with the wizard class. I've played one. They're all right. But I feel like that they lean way too heavily into loot for wizards in these campaigns. I know we've talked about this before, but it's just, it's on my mind. And so, you know, you go through like a few heal potions here and there are useful, sure. But then you just get weird stuff that's like, when in this dungeon crawl am I ever going to use a potion of resist colds? Right? We're not in the frozen northwest. I'm in a dungeon. I don't believe there are going to be any frozen floors. I mean, there could be, but I don't think there is. Uh, and, you know, uh, some of it is the DM should be like tweaking the loot. But I mean, like I said before, if your DM isn't capable of tweaking the campaign, and not all DMs are, and that's okay. I mean, that's why they make pre-made adventures, right? So that a DM who doesn't have the ability to make up a campaign, and it's not easy. It's why I went with the pre-made one this time around. Um, I didn't think I had time to make a campaign up. It takes time. Um, Several hours a week usually for me to prep for a weekly campaign. That's, I say several hours, a couple of hours. How about a couple of hours? A couple of hours a week to prep for a campaign where I am making up the campaign. Is this where my chemistry station is? I feel like, nope, drove past it. It's this place back here. And, but these pre-made campaigns is like, yeah, spell book. Yeah, spell scroll. Yeah, spell book. Yep, wand. Oh, another wand. Oh, this guy had a spell book. Here's another 3 spell scrolls. It would be different if spell scrolls were something that people could use. Spell scrolls are not something that people can use in the game, so I don't know why they're loot. It doesn't make any sense to me to include something in the game that people can't use. I see people can't use them because you have to be able to use the spell to be able to use the spell scroll. Unless you're a specific singular, like we have a rogue in our group, and so when he gets high enough level, and it's pretty high level, he will be able to use spell scrolls. I play a bard. Bard will be able to use spell scrolls. So we do have a couple of people who are going to be able to use them, but you know, I play a fighter character. Oh shoot, I don't have bullets. Dang it, and I didn't get my... Please don't kill me. Oh no. I don't know where my bed is at. Why was that wolf there? I... Oops. What did I do? I bumped the tilde key? Yeah, must have been. Tilde. Tilde. Oh, I am back in the... Dang it. I need a window to jump out of. Oh, good. Here's a window. Nope, sprain my leg. That's fine. Whatever. Um, so, uh, we've been at this thing for months, this particular campaign. We're level 10, about halfway to level 11, and that's a long time in game when you only get XP for killing things. And so, we I used Elven Boots for a little bit. And that was the only time I had used an item that dropped that wasn't a potion of healing on my fighter. Uh, every other item on my fighter has been purchased by my fighter with money. Sure, money comes from the adventure, right? You get gold pieces, but it's not quite the same as finding that magic sword that does +2 poison damage or something. And so I feel like there's not enough equipment available that isn't, you know, wizard spells, wizard wands. How many wands of detect secret do you need in a campaign? The pre-made campaigns from Wizards of the Coast do not have that many secrets. But I'll bet we've got 5 wands of secrets. Um, I mean, I guess you're supposed to be using them to look for things. Oh, shoot. I got twisted around and I was going the wrong direction. But we don't. We have a thief who almost always rolls really good on checks for secret doors and stuff, and so we just rely on that player to hunt for these things. And I mean, there's been like one floor where secret doors even mattered in this entire campaign. I feel like. Wands of magic missiles. Lots of those. Wands of. Who cares? Because it's boring. Give me a nice new sword. Give me an armor piece that does something. How about a book that increases my stat points? That's exciting. That's something useful. Oh look, we got another spell scroll. Spell scroll of. I don't even remember what was the last one we got. Spell scroll of see invis. Oh, good. That'd be useful if I cared to use see invisible. It's never really. I mean, I guess I could use it against those dragons we fought, but one of us could see him with the helmet we were wearing, so I wasn't too worried about it. Uh, and I don't know. It's bizarre how the loot is in these campaigns. So that's why I like the campaign book that I picked to run. It's third party, and the loot seems way more evenly distributed between the classes. And there's a guide in one of the source books, they call them, that tells you how many magic items your characters are supposed to have given their level. And one of the people who I saw an interview with one of the people who make the game talking about wizard spells and wanting to know if their wizard characters were supposed to get all the spells that are available in the game because that's a lot of spells, and they didn't think it was fair that their wizard has to keep spending so much money to get his hands on all the spells when everybody else just gets their abilities from going up levels. And the guy was like, well, the wizard gets 2 spells every time they go up a level, and that's their class increase is 2 spells every level, which is more abilities than most of the other classes get. And so any extra spells beyond those two are basically magic items for the wizard, and so it'd be the same as if uh, a fighter got a new magic sword, and it's not intended for the wizard to have access to or have every spell in the game. And of course, my DM, who plays a wizard, was playing a wizard when this was mentioned. He doesn't believe that. He believes that wizard loot is the best loot, and wizards are the most powerful things that have ever. Red Mesa. Hey, just talked about Half-Life. Half-Life takes place in Black Mesa. And so, man, this broken leg is getting me down. I'm so slow. I can't keep enough stamina going to. I almost scrapped my coffee. But yeah, I don't know. It's bizarre to me how much loot is wizard loot. And because if a wizard gets his hands on a spell book, then the wizard can copy those. I mean, it costs him money, but a wizard can copy those spells out of the wizard book, and it doesn't cost him to purchase the spell. And same thing if you find a spell scroll. If a wizard can cast the spell scroll, then the wizard can copy from the spell scroll. And he doesn't have to purchase the spell. And so each one of those is a magic item, and nobody in the party can use the magic items, basically. And it's terrible. I hate it. I've never gotten a decent weapon for my fighter. I've never gotten a piece of armor for my fighter, except for that one time that I used the Thieves' Elven Boots to quiet my armor for a couple of sessions before I finally thought I will just buy mithril armor with the massive amounts of money I have saved up, because there's never any useful magic items for sale. I feel like there should be rings and necklaces and belts and armor pieces and helmets and swords and even different kinds of weapons, to make me have to choose between, like, oh man, I'd love to be able to be resistant to poison if we were playing a campaign where poison mattered. I don't think I've ever been poisoned. Or this piece of armor is less armor class than what I'm wearing, but it makes me resistant to stuns, right? That would be sweet to have advantage against rolling against stuns. Because I hate getting stunned as a fighter. And I might take something like that. But no, I have used my character's money to purchase every item that he's currently using. We've never gotten a weapon that is used by a fighter, anything like that. We've never gotten a magic suit of armor, nothing. And it's awful. So that's one of the fun things I see in the campaign that I picked, because it's got like, here's a magic necklace, here's magic weapons, here's magic scrolls, here's magic potions. Not just heal potions either, but other useful potions. Here's a cloak, here's boots, there's bracers. Lots of different things to get to pick from. And I know another thing that happened in our campaign that I thought was a little annoying was like, you get all this junk that you don't want, but then our DM is like, well, people aren't going to just buy it. Like you're supposed to want to use this stuff. I'm like, yeah, but I don't. Like, I have zero need for that scroll of protection from good and evil. Like, what have we run into that we didn't just kill? I don't understand. Like, we haven't reached a point where there's no bad guy in this campaign. Like, I don't understand. There's not a point to this campaign. We don't even have quests. We're just crawling through a dungeon and killing things. So what exactly am I gonna need some of these weird esoteric items that we have gotten? Oh man, did I just put myself? I wonder if I can. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna plant this here just in case this doesn't work. Nope, nope. Slowly, slowly. Pull back, pull back, 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 back. Whew. We're like halfway there. I don't want to die and have to do it all over again because this walking is terrible. But yeah, it's interesting trying to balance the loot that comes from these campaigns. It's just it dumbfounds me that Wizards of the Coast makes this stuff, right? Wizards of the Coast makes the rules for this stuff. So shouldn't Wizards of the Coast be better at balancing their campaigns so that everybody feels like they're getting something? I mean, like, all of our +1 weapons have been purchased, right? Oh, Jesus, good thing I just put that down. Oh, I didn't have my brass knuckles on. I was punching that guy with my bare hands. Come on. Alright, let's slide down the hill. Let's get on my brass knuckles here. Okay, I didn't go down as slowly that time. Whoa. Whoa, that was a little faster than I intended. I mean, I know it's tricky, right? Because if you ever played an MMO, that's one of their big issues is balancing. But in a tabletop, you don't have to be as careful. If you accidentally give somebody too powerful a weapon, you just make some of the bad guys a little stronger. You know, you don't even have to make all the bad guys stronger. You just make some of them stronger, so the guy with the stronger weapon has to, you know, go toe to toe with the stronger bad guys with a stronger weapon, and then everybody else just gets to fight their regular bad guys that, you know. So it's a lot easier to balance at tabletop than it is to balance like an MMO or a shooter, you know, whatever that needs loot balancing. Or you just give everybody some big super something if you accidentally give one of them something that raises their power level too much, and then you get everybody at the same power level, and then you can just throw bigger bad guys at them. Easy peasy balance right there. But I don't know, just the like our rogue. Um, this is the last thing, and I'll go. But our DM said he would give the rogue something really nice, but he didn't know what, and he wants the rogue to try and figure out what the rogue wants because the DM didn't bother to have loot last week, and so I don't even know. I don't even know what's going to happen there, but not because it was in the book, but because my DM does this thing I hate, where if you search a room and you roll a natural 20, then he gives you something special. And I hate how he treats natural 1s and natural 20s in the game. It gets to be annoying. Natural 20s and natural 1s have a place in the game. If you roll a natural 20 when you're fighting with a weapon or a spell, that means that it hits, regardless of the bad guy's abilities. A natural 20 always hits. A natural 1 always misses. And that's it. That's it. That's all that's in the rules. And, but he tries to apply it to all of our skill checks and things like that. And it makes too many rolls and it gets to be super annoying to me. Especially when he's like, "Oh, I don't even know. You pick something, and then I will tell you whether or not that item will be allowed to you." How about you roll up a loot table and give him something level appropriate? Come on, man. All right. Well, with that, be better than small things. Lean to the light. I will talk to you later.